One of the most important tools we use inside Systems That Heal is functional blood chemistry analysis. And before we go further, I want to clarify something important. This is not about obsessing over lab numbers. It's about learning how to recognize patterns within physiology. In conventional medicine, labs are often used to identify disease once it has become advanced enough to cross a pathological threshold. But in systems medicine, we also pay attention to the early shifts in physiology that may indicate stress, compensation, inflammation, or loss of regulation long before a formal diagnosis appears. Because the body usually shifts its chemistry and whispers before it screams, and many people can feel those shifts. Symptoms like fatigue, brain fog, poor sleep, anxiety and depression, weight loss resistance, blood sugar crashes, digestive symptoms, chronic inflammation, even while being told their labs are technically normal. Functional blood chemistry helps us zoom out and ask a different question. Not simply, is disease present, but what patterns is the body expressing? Because physiology leaves clues, and often those clues begin appearing in recognizable systems patterns. For example, one of the most common patterns we see is insulin dysregulation. Sometimes this appears as what I call insulin surging, where blood sugar and insulin signaling become unstable due to chronic stress physiology or poor recovery, irregular eating patterns, processed food exposure, or just simple metabolic overload. Many people experience energy crashes, sugar cravings, anxiety, poor satiety, weight gain, inflammation, or feeling constantly wired and tired. Another common pattern is chronic inflammatory signaling. This may show up through markers associated with immune activation, stress physiology, inflammatory burden, or tissue irritation. And often, inflammation is not random, it's the body responding to something: metabolic instability, gut stress, sleep disruption, immune burden, or environmental overload. We also frequently see low thyroid patterns, especially in people dealing with chronic stress, undernourishment, restrictive dieting, inflammation, or nervous system dysregulation. And importantly, many people are experiencing low thyroid physiology long before a thyroid diagnosis appears, because thyroid signaling is deeply connected to metabolism, stress hormones, nutrient status, blood sugar regulation, and nervous system safety. Another major area we evaluate involves liver function, detoxification pathways, and methylation capacity. Now, when people hear the word detox, they often think extreme cleanses or aggressive protocols. But in reality, detoxification is simply one of the body's normal communication and processing systems. The liver is constantly helping regulate hormones, inflammation, environmental burden, metabolic waste, and cellular signaling. And when overall physiological burden becomes too high, people may begin experiencing symptoms related to overload and reduced adaptive capacity. We also pay very close attention to nutrient deficiencies and nutrient insufficiencies, because nutrients are not simply supplements. They are the raw materials for communication inside the system. Minerals, amino acids, fatty acids, B vitamins, iron status, and protein sufficiency, these all influence energy production, hormonal signaling, brain chemistry, immune regulation, stress resilience, and recovery capacity. And one of the most important things to understand is this: rarely do these systems become dysregulated in isolation. Most people are experiencing multiple interconnected patterns simultaneously. That's why systems medicine matters, because instead of chasing isolated symptoms one at a time, we begin asking, what larger physiological story is the body communicating? And that is exactly what we begin mapping together during the initial case review process. And I'll see you in the next video.